This is Mech Commander. I'm on scene, beginning the search now.
Copy that, Mech Commander. I'll keep an eye on things from here. We have a signature due north.
Copy that, Overwatch. It's coming up on screen now. There he is. Overwatch, Mech 1 is down. I repeat, Mech 1 is down, requesting emergency evac.
Roger that, Mech Commander. Dropship en route.
What the?
Commander, we're picking up some hostiles in your area.
Overwatch, repeat. Did you say hostiles? Oh, Well, that was fun. I want to take a minute to thank Nate Feyman to design the Staghound Scout Walker that is featured in this video. You can find this print at my mini factory. Just type in Nate Feyman, F-E-Y-M-A-N. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And you can download this yourself. Comes in quite a few little pieces, and there's a lot to choose from. You can see here, you can make the foot either in pieces, or you can print it as one assembled foot. There's also many different arms and launchers and weapons you can put on it, and he also provided space for some magnets so you can move some parts around. So that's the kit, and we'll get back to that in a minute. But first, I found this old, kind of ugly picture frame lying around, and I borrowed it and painted it black. I'm going to use this as a kind of different way to display my models here. I thought this would be kind of a cool vignette diorama base, what have you, to show off some models in a different way. So I cleaned up some foam that fits nicely in the back, and then I went on to work on the miniature itself. Since this is resin, you have to use super glue. I'm using some Starbond black super glue for this. You can use some accelerator to speed things up if you'd like, once you have everything in place. And I have an old Warhammer figure that fit neatly in the hatch, so I'm putting that in as well. I'm going to paint him separately though, so he stays out for now. To clean up some of those lines from the 3D printer, I just cover everything with some Tamiya putty and some old glue that I had lying around, and that gives it some nice texture and erases most of the lines that come out of the 3D printer. That way you don't have to sand this endlessly. Not that the resin 3D printers leave a lot of lines, but if you do any dry brushing or anything after the fact, that'll show up pretty easily. So it's a good idea to cover some of those surfaces in putty or something like that. And just pretty straightforward. Assembled it in a cool position. And there you are. You can see there's some holes for magnets right here. And that coincides with the hole there. Again, I'm gluing this in place, but for the stop motion figure I made, I did use magnets. I made this 3 times. Do a little primer just to get, again, easier to get a base coat down with that resin. Absorbs a lot of paint. And just went about doing kind of a gray, cloudy pattern over everything before deciding to paint it blue. This, again, nothing fancy. I focused a lot of time on building quite a few of these so I could make the short. So I just wanted to do this kind of quick and dirty as if it were a movie prop. Doing some shadows with some darker blue here. And a little bit of hairspray chipping to show some chips and damage. I actually sponge chipped these entire models, and I have no idea where that footage went, so you'll just have to trust me and believe that I went over everything with a light blue with a sponge, everything that wasn't this white area. So after the hairspray, used a little water on a paintbrush to chip away at that, and then just went for the details. Some gunmetal here for the gun barrel and other exposed metal parts. Just give it a little pop. All the periscopes I painted in this orange because I thought that was a nice contrasting color to the blue. I did a nice blue wash here. I did go back through and I used some browns to pull out, you can see here, some of those colors too. Give it a little grimier look and really make it look weathered. Now it's back to the base after that dried. These are just some scraps of styrofoam and some packaging from some takeout. I painted it all black, and then we used our tried and true method for making a moonscape with ash from the charcoal grill. If you want to see more on how I did that, last week's video shows the process of how to do this, but basically soak it in isopropyl alcohol and then soak it again in PVA glue. You really do have to soak this stuff. It kind of repels water and glue. So for the explosion for the downed battle mech, I wanted to create a fire effect. So I picked up some of these candles at the dollar store, and you can see it has this cool flickering effect once you really turn the lights out. And with a cotton ball on there, it looks like an explosion. So it's time to place that in the diorama. Cut out a little hole for it, and I hid that away with some more charcoal ash on top. And there you go. I used the glue gun to get everything in place because that ash layer really does have some sponginess to it. So to adhere things to that, you kind of want to use something that's really going to stick. Teased out this cotton ball and glued that in place as well. I decided that I wanted to paint this, and I gave it a little bit of ambient color. I sprayed this a little bit of overspray all over the model so that when the light isn't on, it still looks kind of bright. It was fun. I've never really done an explosion before, and I was pretty happy with the results. Just gluing everything together. Again, kind of quick and dirty with the hot glue gun. And glued everything in place. Here I tried glazing again, and I think I'm getting the hang of it. I did resort to just using the airbrush eventually after the second or third coat. I just wanted to give it a little bit more depth, and I think I overdid it, but I was happy with the color. And you can still see some highlights through it, so I was happy with that. I just painted some details and went on to painting the flesh tones. Nothing fancy here. I just did some highlighting. I wet blended most of this, and it came up pretty good. Just one little area, no hands or anything like that, so I thought it would be kind of quick to do it that way. Did paint the eyes for good measure and gave everything a grimy wash just to pop those shadows. And that was it. I wanted to put him in place as the last final touch, and we were done. This video was a little different. I wanted to do something, I don't know, not so serious, and I really had fun making it. Took a lot longer than I expected to do the stop motion and all the other audio and visual effects that went along with the short, but I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back to some more traditional model building in the next video. Until then, see ya.